Retirement. It's a word that evokes images of relaxation, traveling the world, and spending time with family. But for millions of Americans, this dream is becoming increasingly unattainable. Picture this: you've worked your whole life and done everything by the book, and when it's finally time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you find yourself barely scraping by. Sound familiar? Today we're diving into a post from Reddit's povertyfinance subreddit that perfectly captures this harsh reality. The post we're going to explore reflects many of the anxieties, frustrations, and hopelessness that people are facing. But here's the kicker: while this story is real, it's also avoidable. In this video, we're going to break down this Reddit post, examine the broader issues with retirement in America, and most importantly, I'm going to give you actionable steps to secure your financial future. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid the fate that's trapping so many others. Let's start by summarizing the Reddit post that caught my attention. The user Angered Reclusivity shares the story of their mother, who worked since she was 18 and is now 65. After a lifetime of work, her retirement income coming from Social Security and a pension is barely enough to cover the rent. And that's just rent. What about food, utilities, and other essentials? The post reflects a deep concern, not just for the mother, but for the user's own future. They fear they're never going to be able to retire comfortably, and even express a wish to die before reaching retirement age to avoid this bleak reality. Now, I want to break down a few key flaws in the post. First, the pessimism about Social Security. The user assumes that Social Security won't be around or available for future generations, and while it's true that Social Security faces financial challenges, it's not likely to disappear entirely. What's more likely is reform, changes to how the benefits are calculated, adjustments to the eligibility ages, or increased taxes to keep the system solvent. Social Security might not look the same in the future as it does today, but it's not going away. Second, the idea that there are limited investment options outside of a 401k and pension. The user feels trapped, thinking they have no discretionary income to invest. But here's the thing: there are various investment strategies that can be adapted to different financial situations. Even small, consistent investments can grow significantly over time thanks to compound interest. And finally, the despairing outlook. The user's extreme view of their situation, hoping for a health crisis to avoid retirement, highlights a deeper issue of financial stress and a lack of effective planning. It's a harsh reminder that without proper planning, the fear and anxiety they're experiencing could become a reality for many. Now that we've dissected the Reddit post, let's take a step back and look at the broader issue. Why is retirement becoming so unattainable for many Americans? The statistics are staggering. According to a study from the Economic Policy Institute, nearly half of working-age families have no retirement savings at all. Think about that. No savings. And among those who do, the median savings for families headed by someone aged between 32 and 61 is just $5,000. $5,000. How long do you think that would last in retirement? Probably not even a month when you consider rent, food, and healthcare. One of the biggest challenges is the decline of the traditional pension. In the 1980s, 60% of private sector workers had a pension. Today, that number has dropped to just 4%. Pensions used to provide a stable and guaranteed income in retirement, but now most of us are on our own with our 401ks and IRAs. But the scary part, many people aren't contributing enough to those either. The average 401k balance for those nearing retirement is only around $200,000, which might sound like a lot, but in reality it's not. If you plan to retire at 65 and live until 85, that's only $10,000 a year before taxes. And to make matters worse, the cost of living keeps rising, especially around healthcare. A 2020 report by Fidelity estimated that the average retired couple would need just around $300,000 to cover healthcare expenses in retirement. That's not including any other costs like housing, food, or entertainment. The reality is, retirement isn't what it used to be. The safety net that once existed has either eroded or disappeared completely, leaving millions of Americans at risk of outliving their savings. But there is hope. You don't have to end up in this situation. By taking action now, you can avoid this fate. I want to take a moment to share a personal story which might resonate with some of you. A few years ago, I found myself in a situation not too different from what Angered Reclusivity described. I was watching my own mother struggle with the reality of retirement on a shoestring budget, and despite working her entire life, she had little or no savings and were relying almost entirely on Social Security. It was a wake-up call for me. I realized then if I didn't start planning and taking action, I could easily end up in a similar situation. And that experience taught me some crucial lessons about financial planning, discipline, and the importance of starting early. And today I'm here to share those lessons with you. Now that we've looked at the problem, let's focus on the solution. What can you possibly do today to secure your retirement and to avoid the fate described in that Reddit post? First, you need to start saving as early as possible. Even if you can only set aside a small amount each month, it adds up over time thanks to compound interest. A good rule of thumb is to aim to save at least 15% of your income for retirement. Second, you should diversify your investments. Don't rely solely on a 401k or Social Security. Consider other options like IRAs, Roth IRAs, and even low-cost index funds. The more diversified your portfolio, the better protected you are against market volatility. Third, you have to keep your expenses in check. Living below your means and avoiding lifestyle inflation is not an easy thing to do. It's tempting to upgrade your car or home as your income increases, but that can severely impact your ability to save. Next, you need to educate yourself about retirement planning. It's a lot of what this channel is about, just giving people information about how to avoid these kinds of situations. And there are countless resources available between books, online courses, and financial advisors. The more you know, the better equipped you're going to be to make informed decisions. And finally, if you're behind, don't panic. It's never too late to start. You may need to work longer or make some sacrifices, but with the right strategy, you can still secure a comfortable retirement. So we've covered a lot today, from the somewhat grim realities of retirement to actionable steps you can take to ensure your financial future. The story we started with is a cautionary tale, but it doesn't have to be your story. By taking control of your finances now, you can avoid the pitfalls and look forward to a retirement that's not just survivable, but enjoyable. And of course, if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or need further advice, just leave a comment below. Let's start a conversation about how we can all build a better future together. And remember, your retirement is in your hands, but you have to take action today. On that note, this is Rags to Riches. Looking forward to connecting with you all soon, and have a great weekend. Bye.